Hi everyone. So today I wanted to talk about the difference between having an OCD obsession and just kind of having not something that's, is it basically answering the question, is this OCD or is it just a regular obsession? And or is it just a regular anxiety? So the difference here is, if something is bothering you to the extent that you cannot live your life in a normal way and it's actually impacting your life on a major level, then I would consider it to be OCD. So it's just a level of anxiety, right? So for example, let's take cleaning, right? Some people don't care about cleaning at all. They just don't care about it. Other people care somewhat about cleaning. Other people are super what people would refer to as a clean freak, but they like it. That's how they live their life. They're fine with it. They don't have a problem with it. That's still not OCD because it doesn't bring them anxiety. Now, if you compare that with a person who is cleaning so much that it takes all of their time, but it's not it's taking their almost kind of like their life away, you know what I mean? It's not productive, it's destructive, right? So then that becomes an obsession, and then that becomes OCD, you know. So I would say that when you're doing it because, like, you know how I always talk about, like, you know, people who have OCD, they don't clean for the joy of cleaning. Well, if you are cleaning because of for the joy of cleaning, even if you're cleaning 24 hours a day, so to speak, right? If you're doing it because you want to do it, then it's not OCD. That's just fine. But if you're doing it specifically because, what if something is going to happen if I don't do it, and these kinds of things, and it's bringing your anxiety very high and putting your life at a standstill, then that's when it becomes OCD, you know? So it's not so much what you're doing, but it's more so of how you're feeling. You know, if you're feeling extremely anxious, then it's a problem. If you're just cleaning and you like to clean, then that's not a problem. Same thing with, for example, uh, say for example, religious OCD, right? If you're praying, say you're praying for hours at a time, right? But that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you're praying because, you know, it has a negative emotion attached to it, like because you're scared of that, if you don't pray the right way something bad is going to happen, things like that, then that's OCD, you know. So it's how it makes you feel. If it's coming from a position of fear, if it's coming from a position of anxiety, and if it's bringing your life to a standstill, then it's definitely an OCD situation. If it's just something that you like to do, but the thing is, if it's something that you like to do, you will never even consider it to be an OCD thing. You'll think of it as just a habit, you know. So in that way, then it's not bad, right? But if you're thinking that, what if this is another OCD obsession, then it definitely is, and I wouldn't even look any further than that, because people don't consider normal things, whatever is normal for that specific person, to be an OCD obsession. So if you are considering, what if this is OCD, then it most definitely is OCD. You should just go with that. Because sometimes, like, the reason why I'm making this video is, a lot of the times I get clients asking me, um, is this an OCD thought? Is this not an OCD thought? I'm, you know, getting conflicted information either from family or from doctors or from the internet or from some sort of a show, you know, and it really starts to confuse people. So what you want to do is, you want to make sure that you're trusting mostly yourself, because nobody knows exactly how you feel except for you. And if you ask 20 people, you're going to get 20 opinions, you know? So the only opinion that really matters is yours, you know? And I've never seen a person identify something as being OCD, like in a serious sense, not like when people say online that, oh, I'm so OCD, you know? But in a real sense, if they don't say that I have OCD and it turns out that that they don't. You know, it's, if the person really is serious, not like, again, not in a joking form, but in a serious form, if they say that I think I have OCD and this is my OCD obsession, then it is. You know, I've never seen it kind of turn out not to be true or anything like that. And sometimes this can become an obsession in itself, of worrying if something is OCD or not. So I just kind of wanted to put it out there that this is very common, and try to kind of, if you feel like you're getting stuck in the situation of worrying about where does regular thoughts end and OCD thoughts start and all of this kind of stuff, it's, first of all, know that it's a very common obsession. I see it all the time, with people that I help. So it's very, very common for people to be dealing with it. And at the same time, you have to view it as an OCD obsession and not going around and around trying to solve it. Because the more you solve it, the deeper you will get into it, So if something feels to you like it's OCD, if something is really bothering you, and it's putting your life basically on hold, where you feel unhappy, you feel like you're not living your life the way you want to live, you feel like you don't want to do this anymore, but at the same time, you can't stop, then that's definitely OCD, and you do want to get away from it. Now, this is more to do with physical compulsions, than mental ones. Mental ones, a person can pretty clearly see that, this is OCD, but with physical ones, sometimes it's hard because, well, like if a person will say, well, maybe I'm just a clean person, maybe I just like to clean all the time. But, you have to know that if the person is not doing it because they actually even want to do it anymore, but doing it out of fear, then it's a different type of thing, and it is an obsession. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps somebody. If you have any questions or if anything's unclear, please let me know. Again, with these videos, I know some of these videos can create anxiety on their own, just because the person will be like, well, what did she say? Or how did she, like what did I say? Or how did I say it? Or maybe I meant something else. So you have to look at all of these things as an OCD obsession, and OCD just trying to attach itself to this or that, So not allowing yourself to get into it, to try to solve it. And that's the thing, is the more you solve any OCD thought, whether by re-examining, like for example, re-examining what I said in this video, or re-examining what somebody said online, or trying to go back to the situation, or whatever, the more you're getting deeper into it, and the worse it's going to feel. You have to say, it doesn't matter, I'm moving on. It's an OCD thought, it's done, and then you will feel better. So I hope this helps. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.